Baie dankie dat julle weer hierdie week ingeskakel het by All Things Vuma Garden Route, connecting you to the wonderful and inspirational people of this amazing district. Hierdie week gaan kuier ons in Victoria Bay, some of the Vibe Surf School. Then we go to Knysna and get some property tips from Remax Coastal. Our featured artist this week is from Oudtshoorn. Enjoy the show with us.
Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ek is Knysna van Vibe Surf School, situated hier so in die Garden Route, George area. Wat ons hier so doen is ons leer mense surf en hoe om onsself safe in die water te navigate en te hanteer. My passie vir die see kom definitief al van 'n jong ouderdom af. My pa is 'n visserman en my ma was die original classic beach babe gewees. So my vroeë herinneringe is langs die see by Artis, Victoria Bay, Wilderness of waar ook in onsself down the coast bevind het. Van kleins af het ons al geboogieboard en gebodyboard en so aan, het ek eendag my neef se surfboard gegryp en net soos gechase vir die waves. En nou is ek hier so, you know. Dinge wat die see my al geleer het die afgelope paar jaar, is definitief dinge wat ek die res van my lewe sal kan deurvat en in elke afdeling van my lewe, nie net by die see nie. Persistency is key to success. Partykeer moet jy die sets duck dive om my battle daar agter te gaan kry, you know. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. En ja, die tipe mense met wie jy te doen kry naby die see en along the coastline. Hulle is net ander mense, you know. Altyd smile op hulle gesig, altyd amped, altyd keen. Het gaan nie noodwendig net oor die aktiwiteit van op 'n bord opstaan en cool lyk op 'n wave nie, maar ook al die ander goedjies wat jy rondom moet bykry en leer en so aan. Byvoorbeeld hoe om strome te hanteer, hoe om jouself veilig te hou in die water, hoe om mense in dieselfde environment en dieselfde situasie as jy met respek te hanteer. En alhoewel surfing 'n individual sport is, net jy op die wave, moet jy nog steeds op 'n manier die respek hê vir die line-up en die hierarchy waarom jy saamkom. Dit leer jou baie valuable lewenslesse wat jy deur kan stryk in baie afdelings van jou lewe, nou nie net in die water nie. Wel, ons kan baie diep gaan met hierdie storie, maar ek dink definitief het sit 'n baie humble en graceful en hoe kan ek sê, respect in jou ruggraat op 'n manier as ek dit so kan verduidelik, you know. Party dae kom jy aan en die see is plat en dan ander dae kom jy aan en die see is huge. So maak jou mind oop vir 'n consistent change altyd en om dinge net te waardeer vir wat dit is. So as mense 'n les wil boek, 'n surfles wil boek hier so in die Garden Route, kan hulle Vibe Surf School vind op ons website www.vibesurfschool.co.za. Daar sal ons e-mail kan kry, hulle sal ons WhatsApp kan kry, hulle sal ons Instagram en ons Facebook links kan kry en dan deur enige van daai channels kan hulle ons kontak. Ek is Knysna, hulle kan sê, hey Knysna, ons is keen om 'n bietjie te kom surf en so aan en ons sal seker maak hulle die greatste surf experience hier so in die Garden Route.
Hi, I'm Schalk from Merwe. I've been in Knysna nearly 30 years and I'm very passionate about what I do, and that's property and all its facets from new developments, building and the marketing of property. So that's what I'm all about. We've got 3 offices, one in Knysna being Remax Coastal, Sedgefield being Remax Lakes, and then Remax Eden and Wilderness, but we also service George. So we basically concentrate in the heart of the Garden Route. Property tips, I think it's very simple. I think one must establish whether it's a seller's market or a buyer's market. And all of us fall into the trap that think our property is worth more than what it's really worth. Very few people are realistic about their values. And I think one should just be led and guided by professional agents. This is what we do on a daily basis and a yearly basis. This is part of our life. And a lot of properties don't sell not because of anything wrong with the property, but price sells. So I think if you're really sincere, if you're a 5-star seller, you've got to basically listen to your estate agent or estate agents. The best thing is to do is to get a few estate agents and get what we do, an evaluation. I don't think anybody is better suited than an estate agent. And then, as I say, you've got to work with professional people that's been in the game and that's got local knowledge. So I think that's very important. So I think you've got to be very careful. Select your agent on a basis of the experience and passion. I think passion is very important in property. That's basically my advice to sellers. To buyers, I think it sounds sometimes buyers rush in here and they've got to move in 2 or 3 months. Any buyer relocating to a new area should maybe rent for a month or 2 or 3 just to get the feel, the lie of the land, as we say. Look at the northern aspect, look at the prevailing winds, look at the rain, etc., etc. I think a lot of people that relocate falls into that trap. They buy too quickly and then find out they're in the wrong suburb. And also look at the pitfalls of exorbitant levies and things on golf estates and a lot of developments. Do your homework properly. Don't just look at the purchase price and look at the transfer cost, but also look at the longevity of that specific property, and make sure that you've calculated all the costs that's involved with that specific purchase or prospecting purchase.
I'm Janet Dixon. I'm an artist, a medical doctor, and also a mother. I live in Oudtshoorn, in a place where I've lived for 20 years. Still do a bit of medicine, but I do a lot of art. Currently I'm working mostly in alcohol ink on special paper like narrow paper and stone paper. And yeah, this is my home and studio and my gallery, Art Guru. Wow. Art is the reason I get out of bed in the morning. The thought that I can go to my studio and express myself on paper or on a canvas is just so exciting, particularly when there's an idea in my head, and I often wake up in the mornings with an idea in my head. So that's what it's my pastime, but also my soul fulfillment. What do I do for art? Do you mean what do I paint, or how do I make art, or what do I do for art in general? Because there's an answer to both of those. Okay, so well, first of all, let's talk about what I paint. I paint in most at the moment alcohol ink, but I also do oils. I do a little bit of sculpture, and I do acrylics. Dabbled in many other things too. I love to do landscapes because here where I live in the Karoo, there's just so much around me. Every day I see things that amaze me, and I want to capture that as far as one possibly can capture any of the wonder of nature, and that gives me joy to do that. So what do I do for art? I think the answer to that question comes in my life in the past few years since I've been in Oudtshoorn. When I first came here, I thought, wow, what a beautiful place. There's so many artists, so many experienced artists who have markets overseas but who weren't exhibiting in the town. So I opened a gallery and I thought, okay, here's a place. Everyone can exhibit. And we did. For 10 years we made music and art together. We had regular exhibitions, we had great fun conversations on the stoep, until about 5 years ago I moved my gallery back home to just give my children a little bit of their mother before they left the coop. And I have felt I have included a lot of young artists who would not have had the opportunity in a town like Oudtshoorn, who have grown up through the gallery. And I'm very proud when I see young artists that are now really doing well. So alcohol ink is a highly pigmented ink. It's just pigment dissolved in alcohol, which you can allow to flow on a canvas of sorts, a canvas or special paper that is not that absorbable. There are different types on the market. I get Steinpapier, which is something I get brought to me from Germany. You can get Nara paper, which comes from India, but you can also just simply use poster paper. And the alcohol ink gives you effects that you can't really control. So for that reason, it makes the most amazing organic images. Yeah, and you know, it's all in the flow. The secret to it is letting it do its thing and not trying to force it in any direction. That reminds me, one of my artist friends from the past, mentor and artist friend, Knysna, used to say something which you might want to cut out. He said, never force anything, because forcing causes constipation. Constipation causes hemorrhoids, and hemorrhoids causes more constipation. So don't force. Let it flow.
We thank you that you joined us for this edition of All Things Vuma Garden Route. Please like and subscribe the channel, and yes, your comments are important to us. Till next time, live simply and travel light.